yeah, in a place of worship. You know what I mean? I guess in Dagestan or something like that. Da, da, Dagestan, I think it's called. It might be Dagestan, something like that. Russia, you know what I'm saying, coming in by CC, and then 22 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time, coming off of CNN, lying ass news. You know, at least 15 police officers were killed during an attack on a house of worship and the police post in Dagestan, Russia. So far, the total death toll is unclear. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a former CNN Moscow bureau chief, you know what I'm saying, Jill Doherty or whatever her name is, bring us to the latest. You know what I'm saying? As we see, I'm saying, but like I said, this is another thing that I told you the Demon Democrats does, and use and always have God and this and that in it to make you believe it's all good in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We see Ted Cruz say that Creep Joe Biden is breaking the law by taking credit for infrastructure projects. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like 1.9 trillion. I wonder who he paid off in that deal because it sure didn't benefit the American people. And they ain't gonna take no 1.9 trillion to do a damn thing that what they was doing all along. You know what I'm saying? This is coming by John L. Dorman 2 days ago, coming off the Business Insider. But we see Senator Ted Cruz has an issue with the signage thwarting project, you know what I'm saying, or whatever he wants to call it, funded by the 2021 infrastructure law. Construction sites across the U.S. note that projects were made possibly by the Biden signed law. These displays are noting more than campaign yard signs. You know, say Cruz argued. You know, saying across the United States, scores of construction sites are, you know, saying in blaze what emblazoned with signs of, I guess, razor with signs of that reads project fund by funded by creepy wannabe cheating ass president bipartisan infrastructure bill or whatever. For many people, it is nauseous or whatever. It's a, in other words, he's saying it's a bullshit notification. You know what I'm saying? Notation. I'm sorry, of the thousands of projects financed by the sweeping 1.2 1.2 trillion. You know what I'm saying? Infrastructure law. You know what I'm saying? Creep Joe Biden signed into law in 2021 and was backed by both Democrats by both Democrats and sizable uh, 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 contingents of Republicans. Texas Ted Cruz was not one of them. You know what I'm saying? Cruz is now pushing for the government probe into whether the Creep Joe Biden has run afoul of a Hatch Act by using taxpayers' dollars. Yes, he did. And they've been doing that for years. You know what I'm saying? And years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? Just like the same thing you have Lightfoot over there talking about she don't have no money all these years and let Chicago fall into a criminal killing and murdering and all type of shit in the black community, lawlessness in it, and then don't give them no help for the crimes other than the fact that a slap on the wrist and maybe you 8 years and then you back out. You know what I'm saying? And then you're there to do it again, or you might just even just walk right out. You know what I'm saying? Because this was wrapped up by the demon Democrats in an effort to say that they want to defund the police. You know what I'm saying? So they ramped up all crimes in all Democratic cities in order to put that in the backdrop of the same thing we see with Black Lives Matter added in. And that right there will make you think that the world is over. You know what I'm saying? A little girl gets raped by 10 guys and they all go to get locked up and go to jail, and then next thing you know they get bailed out, or they go and chop up a person and then they go into jail and then they get bailed out. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? To make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, the whole of the United States is, oh my God, you see what happened and all this bullshit. And then say the world is coming to an end, it's apocalypse. You know, people could just murder somebody and walk right out. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, I was still talking about defund the police and so on and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? Many of these things are orchestrated in many ways, in all ways, in order to present that actual. You know what I'm saying? Even here in New York, you saw the ramping up of crime in New York City, the ramping up of crime in the subway. They're ramping up a crime. Whenever the demon Democrats wants to achieve a goal of doing some crooked ass bullshit or an election or some bullshit, they always ramp up crime in New York City and especially the subway. You know what I'm saying? Many times they have done this whole trickery over and over and over, you know what I'm saying? And then coming with God and all this and that and that stuff. And then you even hear Al Sharpton talking about the Central Park 5 and so forth. And I explained before, and I'm going to say it again, Al Nutcase, Jackass Sharpton. All people saw was the videotape in which they showed of them in the park. I don't know who filmed it, but they filmed it and it implicated them as to being the ones that were in the park looking down at a woman being raped or fucked, you know what I'm saying, while, you know what I'm saying, they sitting there grinning and laughing behind the brush, you know what I'm saying, in the park. So, you know what I'm saying, it did look at the time when that was shown, you know what I'm saying, that they were guilty of their crimes. You know what I'm saying? And then when they went to the precinct or whatever they was questioned on, they also was beaten and they was made to confess that they did it, even though we know for well we did not have all the facts, because it might have been even within the political football realm that they used this bull. You know what I'm saying? So while he busy bringing all these little intricacies that took place long before Donald Trump was even a president, still doesn't even make sense. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, you tried to use before, way before, way even before that, but you ain't saying none about that in the years of Creep Joe Biden and the oligarchs and the deep state and all kinds of other Zionists and all kinds of people in this world, you know what I'm saying, other than what we see going on in the Gaza and strip the rest of the shit that they have done and orchestrated, even leading up to NATO and these different nations that join NATO, you know, to even goes to show the garbage that creep Joe Biden and all these oligarchs and these different demon Democrats have been building and doing in our country for 47 years to not even build a concrete place and the mind frame of the people being swayed, you know, from the left to the right. You know what I'm saying? We see the impact, you know, the funds, you know what I'm saying, that promote the law's impact accounting, you know, according to Politico, you know what I'm saying, in a letter obtained from Politico, Cruz argued that the Biden administration, the creep Joe Biden broke back rich, you know what I'm saying, wannabe Zionist, you know what I'm saying, fool, you know what I'm saying, administration has highly polarized the infrastructure law, pointing to the signs that explicitly state that the projects was made possible by the legislation and includes the Creep Joe Biden's crooked ass lead. Oh yeah, well, Ted Cruz, you should know that's gonna happen. They're gonna do all kinds of lying anyway. You should know that. So I don't know what the bar is really about. You know what I'm saying? When we see Judge in Trump's classified docs case, press government about special counsel, you know what I'm saying, findings, you know what I'm saying, funding, they're pressuring about the funding, the special counsel funding. You know what I'm saying? In all ways, yeah, Crooks sticks with Crooks. During a 2-hour hearing Monday, you know what I'm saying, morning, the judge overseeing the Trump's case, you know what I'm saying, classified docs case, you know what I'm saying, press government attorney to provide more information about the funding of Special Counsel Jack Bernard Gus Jackass Smith, investigation at one point, remarking that the funding it presents a separation of power, concerns. Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense. We see Ukraine has hit over 30 Russian oil refineries depots, Zelensky said. This coming in 14 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. Remember, it could be no here, no there, or today, or tomorrow, or whatever. But we see Zelensky jackass wannabe devil worship Luciferian ass that wants to put us and keep us in a nuclear war situation, along with Creep Joe motherfucking broke back bitch, right? And the deep state and all these Zionist motherfuckers who are all involved in this bullshit said on Monday that the Ukraine has hit more than 30, Russia's oil processing and storage faculties. The Ukraine military has stepped up its attack on Russia in order to get all the rest of these 34 nations are supposed to be joined to the nation alliance to overthrow, calling itself NATO, criminal organization, into a world war that will all be coming down on Russia, like they tried to write in their last book, that the last revelation said that it's all going to take place in Africa, and they're going to come down to Russia, and then it's going to be this leader's going to come out, and he's going to this and that. So we see all of this type of proselytical bullshit that they wrote in this book in 19th century, matriarchal mind control bullshit to go book. And now even seeking out, because what reason would Zelensky have had to join NATO in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Why would he even attempt to do something like that, knowing that it would have caused the war in the first place? So for you joining NATO, you know what I'm saying? So you can have these alliances and all this, and still forcing it on what we call a pace on, and getting the money, taxpayers' dollars to blow us to smithereens. You getting all the equipment and all kinds of bullshit, and then you're living it up on the sunshine and talking about how you glorifying the fact of you hit 30 Russia's oil processing and storage faculties. And like I said, Russia probably hit you, but you at the same time, and then you got Russian soldiers saying that they defecting and all types of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we know this shit ain't no more than a fucked up con game bullshit of detrimental bullshit that they all are trying to bring to the world that should not be in the world, and it should have been long time come to a stalemate. And like I said, a ceasefire. And then you even having talks of, even though Trump might win the seat, that Zelensky's going to continue to push on into, Russia and this and that, this little ass fucking city, going up against the might of mighty Russia, the jackass, because he think he got the backing of the Luciferian criminal organization you call NATO. Which is no more than third world devil worship to be Zionist bullshit in itself, in all ways, because that's who we see acting up as crazy right about now, even in the Gaza Strip. So we know that Zelensky is sitting up there, using this strategy in order to bring hell and hellfire to the people on planet Earth that don't need his bullshit in no shape or form. We don't need his bullshit in no shape or form. But America has now backed even him, just like the same I was talking about how they backed Netanyahu in the same process. You know what I'm saying? This is why we see Netanyahu figures that he could just jump up and do the things he do. You know what I'm saying? In all ways. He figured he could just go on in there and murder 50,000 people, and nothing's going to come out of none of it, and everything's going to be A-okay, and everybody's going to go home and have a sandwich, and he continues his onslaught on the people because this is a Zionist movement of invasion that have been invading Africa for years. That goes all the way back to even the Arabs coming out of the south, and many of these people coming into Africa, and they come into Africa and they play con games and they do everything under the sun in order to con their way into Africa, and before you know it, they even have groups of our people even helping them to probably even enslave and remove them, even from what we call the Egypt plateau and Egypt in itself. You know what I'm saying? This took place probably many years ago. You know what I'm saying? See, what people don't understand is we don't live in a time of that many years ago. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking BC, DC, and EC and all type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then you remove the Africans from the land. This could have even took place back in the early 1900s and so forth. 1906 and many times back then to remove the Africans and did war with the Africans and all types of shit over there, and eventually you remove the Africans from Egypt while you invade and worm your way in slowly but surely to say that it's a holy land. It is not a holy land for no Jew, and it's not a holy land for no one. It is Ethiopia, Kemet, Africa, whatever you want to call it, the land of the burnt face. You know what I'm saying? The true Africans and the true people of planet Earth that have been here for billions of years and have given you all types of science, have given you all types of alphabets, have given you writing, have given you everything that they possibly can give. And that they didn't give you came in, did war, kill, murder, and probably, took and then tried to cover it up during the whitewash years. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't fooling nobody with Algernon gun. Jackass Sharpton, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we see that what's the name has called in for certain people to come in to discuss because he's saying that the weapons that were used came from America. Why is America backing up Zelensky in Russia's backyard? It doesn't make any sense. As if like Ukraine is a separate city, or a separate part of the world that's different from Russia. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because all of them probably are Russians, but calling themselves Ukrainians after the old Russia broke apart. You know what I'm saying? Or the old Russia fell, and then many of the city Kievs and these different people, they got formed their own little place and government and so forth within them, and it was allowed. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, why are you joining something like that and then attacking Russia using these 34 nations to say that you're going to attack them just like you attacking Trump right now in all ways? And people have to come to some kind of grips because I don't see Al Sharpton or Biden or any one of them stopping any one of these wars other than pumping millions and millions of taxpayers' dollars talking about a debt ceiling and they've been attacked and this and that. Same thing they did in the Gaza Strip. Every time something happened over there, the American creep Joe Biden make sure that even if he ain't a vice president or he was just a regular dumbass in government, that he was under the legislation talking about backing Israel and this fake ass group of people that invade, Egypt and doing the bullshit and have even enslaved African people just the same way they're doing to the Palestinian people and so forth and on and remove them. Nothing that because Yahoo Zionist asses ain't no more than criminal slave driving nutcase ass set of jackasses talking about some biblical Bible and all this bullshit to go Revelation garbage that you wrote in that book and now you're out here orchestrating and trying to make it happen for real so you can say that your Bible is real and then the minds of all these people that you brainwash without not thousands but hundreds of years using this book, you want to try to bring that and say that it's true and this is the great apocalypse. But we see Judge Scholes classified files prosecutor asking to rein in on Trump's attack on FBI, according to his situation. We see. You know what I'm saying? We see. During a 2-hour hearing Monday morning, the judge overseeing the President Donald J. Trump classified dark case, pressed government, attorneys to provide more information about funding, special counsel Jack Donoghue Smith investigating at all points of remarks, that the funding pressed a separate between power. You know what I'm saying? Um, we see here where we have Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, that's why. That's why. That's why. I got that on lock right there. You know what I'm saying? I got that on lock right there. But we see here where the federal judge overseeing Donald Trump prosecution, prosecution for retaining classified documents, expressed deep reservation on Monday with modifying the president's bail conditions to prevent him from making statements that could endanger FBI agents, suggesting redacting the names in the file was enough. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? The way we look at it is the FBI is crooked as shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? They're not to be trusted in no shape or form. You know what I'm saying? None of these different organizations at all. They're all working for the deep state in all ways of the government or the people within. You know what I'm saying? But CNN Lioness News faced potentially $1 billion defamation lawsuit payout 6 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? They need to pay out more than that, the damage that they did using their lion lips of abomination, talking about some CNN. Yeah, 666, family. You know what I'm saying? One of the most permanent news network Global is currently embroiled in a legal case that could result in a payout of up to $1 billion. This defamation lawsuit, you know what I'm saying, initiated by Zachary Young and his company, you know what I'm saying, I think it's called Nemix or something like that, Enterprise, NEM EX Enterprise Incorporated, accused CNN lying ass, crooked ass, motherfucking news, just like the rest of them, all of them that joined in that basket, you know what I'm saying, all the defamatory report that allegedly caused substantial damage to Young reputation and livelihood. If the court rules against CNN lying ass broke back bitch just like Biden crooked ass mathematical drinking blood son of a bitches, you know what I'm saying, this case could set a precedent on one of the largest financial penalties in media history. You know what I'm saying? Well, so we see, you know what I mean, in more ways than one. You know, we see because we know that CNN News will be warned and they'll still press on with the story knowing that they're lying in all ways, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you look at the root of the lawsuit traced back to, you know what I'm saying, CNN coverage of the United States withdrawal from Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? In 2021, Zachary Young, a U.S. Navy veteran and a private security consultant, played a pivotal role during the chaotic evacuation efforts, aiding Afghan citizens in their attempt to flee Taliban, which I believe was still created by their silly ass somewhere. CNN portrayal of Young in its report has led to severe legal repercussions for the network. You know what I'm saying? In the segment broadcast on The Lead with Jake Tapper, you know what I'm saying, Jake Snapper, on November 11th, 2021, CNN, you know what I'm saying, reporter Alex, what his name is? Corded or something like that, accused Young of operating in a black market and exploiting desperate Afghans by charging, you know what I'm saying, exorbitant fees or whatever, you know what I'm saying, exorbitant fees or whatever, how you put the word. Young contend that these statements saying that he charged these people and exploiting them, you know what I'm saying, were not only false but also damaging to his personal and professional reputation. He argued that CNN crooked ass lying ass news, reported painted him in an illegal profiteer, thereby diminishing his contributions in his character. Oh yeah, well that's what CNN is known for. They known for doing garbage like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to put no doubt on it. They known for doing garbage like that. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one, they known for doing garbage. Just like a dad. So you ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do stupid shit. You know what I mean? They're gonna do stupid shit. Just like they censor, they censor the media in more ways than one. Why you think they did that? You know what I'm saying? Why you think I shopped it up? Well, they tried to convince his people to vote for only Biden because Trump is the worst man on planet Earth. All is concoct. All in the game and the shame of the bullshit, whether it's right, right, partisan right, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we see Stead think or whatever name is, thanks or whatever, torch GOP monument in blue stronghold, implications for Trump in 2024. The demon Democrats, have a New York problem. Well, they should have more than a New York problem. They should have a worldwide problem when you really look at it. But we see House Republican conference chair, Rep. Ellis Stanfield, whatever her name is, Republican of New York, spoke, to the New York Digital ahead of the 10-year anniversary of her major primary victory, en route to her election to Congress, reflecting to, to whatever, whether they have a problem or not in New York, that's their ass, and nobody really cares too much about whatever problem they seem to have, other than us getting this country on its rightful feet. That's more concerning to the American people, and for us not to be using our money, or any of our money based on, trumping up a nuclear war on Trump up a nuclear war in this world at all. We got to start looking at that. We see the primary election day 2024 in New York State, has come down the pipe. And I hope people voted right because you were on the verge of being lit up like a Christmas tree at night. The government caused New York legal pot disaster. Saying that most of the people that selling pot doesn't have a license. So why you legalize it in order to fuck over everybody else and fuck with the weed and poison everybody that smoke weed? You clown ass son of a bitch. You should have even worked that out because they ain't no more than just a smoke. But we see Liz Cheney teases Trump by showing swift sold out crowd. But we see the former nut-kiss ass jackass, Liz the nut Cheney, just like her father, jabbed Trump by sharing a video of pop-up star Taylor Swift sold out crowd. Yeah, like her jackass, dumbass, and the rest of you who follow behind that do some very blood sucking shit too. We see two Chinese nationalists charged for allegedly laundering 73 million through big butcher scam. So we see two big butcher scam.